Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakach Wadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone that rule well and teach us his truth and still pushing his word with sincerity. To you, I want to say Shalom and Shalom to the Hufilet, sky on the four corners of the earth, who also presidents of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. To you, I want to say Shalom. This is about another cut coming back with another edifying lesson, as well it is an exhorting. Just a little quick news articles. I seen this. It just literally came on my recommendations 30 minutes ago on the top news. To go ahead and cover it, and we're just gonna line up the scriptures with it as per usual, and how this line up a prophecy. All right, so here we go. So the first video is kind of spelled up. And this is also fair use. I might put this in the beginning of my video like I usually do. But I always have to say it again because they just keep on copyrighting my shit. And I don't know if they're taking away the sound or whatever. But it's fair use. I do not get paid for any of these videos. Just only for educational purposes only. All right? So for you the first video.
Ahead to tomorrow. At noon, President Donald Trump is set to meet with the president of Ukraine at Mar-a-Lago, and it comes on the heels of Russia's large-scale attack on Kyiv early today. ABC Selena Wang reports.
Russia launching another major attack against Ukraine. Explosions heard across the capital for hours, targeting energy infrastructure and residential buildings.
Russia launched more than 500 drones and dozens of missiles. I think thanks for air defense, power part of this sorted out.
There was shelling all night. This woman says we were at home, hiding in the corridor. Ukraine President Zelensky now set for a high-stakes meeting.
Tomorrow I will have a very important and very constructive meeting with President Trump.
This could be a pivotal moment in the effort to end the war in Ukraine. President Trump will be hosting President Zelensky at his Mar-a-Lago club here in Florida tomorrow. Now, Zelensky is pushing for stronger U.S. security guarantees as part of a 20-point peace plan. He wants to ensure that Vladimir Putin can't just invade Ukraine again. And Zelensky's also offering the idea of a demilitarized buffer zone in the Donbass region in eastern Ukraine. That is territory that Vladimir Putin has long sought to control. Trump told Politico that Zelensky, quote, doesn't have anything until I approve it.
We need to stop this war in any way, and we need two things, pressure on Russia and sufficient strong support for Ukraine.
For his part, Russian President Putin today dressed in military fatigues, huddling with his war generals. Russia has indicated as part of any deal, it wants Ukraine to cede land Russia does.
And you see right there, it just continues. You see what I'm saying? With more war, and as you can see, Russia been going at it with Ukraine for so long, but what America's doing is giving pushback and supplying Ukraine with the old military tech and stuff like that. All right, so that's one of the first videos I wanted to show you. Now, I do want to get let's go ahead and get a scripture. You see what I'm saying? Because like I said, well, actually, not yet. I'm going to play you one more video. Because it'll make sense.
Russian and Chinese planes patrolling near Japan this month. Japan scrambled jets, but wants more long-range drones capable of surveillance and intercepting flybys like this. Which is why, on Friday, Japan proposed a $58 billion military budget for 2026, its largest on record.
We're continuing to increase the budget for important policies, such as strengthening defense capabilities.
The Prime Minister's defense drive is controversial at home, given Japan's pacifist constitution, which technically bans a standing army, but is backed by US President Donald Trump.
Going to go down as one of the great prime ministers you watch.
Japan is not alone in this defense spending spree. This year, Taiwan's military budget was a record high, set to increase in 2026 if Parliament approves. It's also seeking an additional $40 billion spread over 8 years to buy weapons and build a missile defense shield called the Taiwan Dome.
China's threats to Taiwan and the Indo-Pacific region are escalating.
Parties, including South Korea, which plans to spend about $46 billion on defense next year, a 7.5% increase on 2025. South Korea also plans to build its first nuclear-powered submarines, after recent approval by US President Donald Trump. The US maintains wartime operational control of South Korean forces, including the types of weapons Seoul can possess.
The US has also lifted a restriction on South Korea enriching uranium and separating plutonium. essential for powering the new submarines, but also key to making nuclear weapons.
South Korea's president.
Yes, as you can see, everybody want to beef up their military forces. You see what I'm saying? Going to 2026. Now let's get Joel chapter 3, verse 10. And Salaki for the delay, because I wanted to play that video first. 3 and 10. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. You see what I'm saying? And that's their mindset. 48 billion, 58 billion into their military forces in Japan. And you see how the reason why I play the next video, because America supplied Ukraine over like 100 billion already. You see what I'm saying? But all their money going to the military force in 2026. So, something big is going to happen. You see what I'm saying? And then what makes it even more crazy about the situation, the video I just played you, my other video I made was right here, News and Prophecy. Orange Man has been busy. They seized 3 tankers, oil tankers from Venezuela, and they gave $10 billion to Taiwan. And Taiwan and China are going at it. So it just causes way more frictions, and then all getting military together. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the Heavenly Father, this is his conducting, because he's going to make them fight. You see what I'm saying? Now let's keep going. Joel chapter 3, verse 11. Assemble yourself and come, all you heathen, gather yourself together around thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yoshai. Let the heathen been awakened come to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there I will sit and judge all the heathen round about. Because this is what is going towards to, World War III. You see what I'm saying? The Armageddon one. And this is what they're pushing. Because go to Proverbs 21. Because, at the end of the day, the Heavenly Father is controlling all spirits, and letting these spirits do these certain acts. So this is Proverbs 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hands of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yoshai, as the rivers of water. He telleth him whatsoever he will. You see? So he putting the spirit in Trump to do these things, and to lend out billions of dollars and military weapons against, China and Russia. You see what I'm saying? So, that's really, it's taking them off. But where I know that you go to Jeremiah 51, you can hear rumors of war. But every time we hear some escalation, closer and closer, you see Putin inside his military outfit and all that, he's ready for war. You see what I'm saying? He's ready to come down. So this is Isaiah 51, and let me find it. I know it's in 51. Shalakia. Isaiah 51. I might have passed it. Oh, there we go. Isaiah 51, verse 46. And unless your heart faint and you hear the fear of the rumor that you should be here to land, rumor should become 1 year, and after another year should come a rumor, violence in the land, ruler against ruler. And that's what's going on right now. Every single year, you keep hearing about more and more escalations between Babylon and the other countries. But don't worry about it, because Jeremiah 50 and 9, for lo, I will raise the cause to come against Babylon, and a sum of great nations from the north country, and they should set themselves array against her. For thence she shall be taken, and their arrows should be as of mighty expert men shall return in vain. So that's what's going to be in of this place known as America, which is known as the Great Whore, Babylon the Great, and Sodom and Gomorrah, and spiritual Egypt. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what's going to happen to this place. This place is going to be destined and destroyed. But right now, they're building up building up a case and narrative to come down hard on America. All right? So those two videos I want to show you. Then I want to go to this video ahead of my likes. Right here.
Here's one habit that makes you extremely intelligent. Replace social media with micro-learning.
So now I told you about Trump seizing the Venezuelan ships on the other video. Now this is what Russia and China have to say about it.
President Trump is dialing up the pressure on Venezuela this weekend, aiming to hit them where it really hurts: oil. Now Russia and China are weighing in on the conflict. Madeline Rivera is tracking it all closely here in Washington. Hi, Maddie.
Good morning, Mike. Seizing oil tankers is the latest strategy in the Trump administration's campaign against Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, whom they see as leading an illegitimate regime. The seizures are on top of the Trump administration's blockade of sanctioned oil tankers going in and out of Venezuela. Altogether, the actions pose a significant threat to one of Maduro's crucial financial lifelines. He has for years relied on these shadow tankers to help him stay in power. The administration maintains the targeting of oil tankers is linked to their anti-drug efforts in the Caribbean.
We're also sending a message around the world that the illegal activity that Maduro is participating in cannot stand. He needs to be gone, and that we will stand up for our people. They're using these dollars to funnel and purchase and proliferate drugs around the world that's killing the next generation of Americans.
Russia and China are watching all of this very closely. Russia relies on shadow tankers to transport their oil shipments, and China is one of the top importers of Venezuelan oil. So unsurprisingly,
see, it's that control. So you know what? So what America did, Babylon did, is interfering with Russia and China again. You see what I'm saying? Moab, and the chief of Magog. You see what I'm saying? The Medes and the Persians, you know, Russia. You know, you see how America always interfering with something. This is like the third time them bumping heads. So first is with Taiwan, the Greek whore giving them $10 billion. Now with Russia, they keep, you know, giving Ukraine more arms. And now Trump seized 3 Venezuelan tankers. And now you fucking with both of them again with their oil because everybody depend on that oil. You see what I'm saying? This reminds me of Ezekiel 28 chapter, how they said, you know, it's a great city port, because everybody was going to King the Prince of Tyrus for everything. But you see how they need they need Babylon, because Esau is where Babylon at in the Holy Land. And some of the Russians and Medes is Amalekites also, but Esau was given the fatness of the earth. So that's the main reason why he controls those ports and everything. You see? I do want to get dang, I lost that quick. I'm trying to think. I broke up dang. Shit. Oh yeah, let's go to Ezekiel 27 and 12 to see how, like, you know, just comparing how everybody just depends on the trades and stuff of it. You see what I'm saying? Babylon, you know, because this is also tied to the modern day of Prince of Tyrus. So Ezekiel 27, verse 12, tarnished was their merchant by reason most of all kinds of riches with silver are intended led. They traded in their affairs. Javan, Tubal, and Meshach, they were their merchants. They traded the persons of men, vessels, brass in their market. Judah and the land of Israel, they were their merchants. They traded in the market wheat, Meneth and Panac, and honey, oil, and balm. You know, and this is also, we was in the Babylonian captivity at this time, I believe. But still, they all reached out in the Prince of Tyrus for everything, you see what I'm saying? Because they basically controlled all the ports and had all the riches. So let's get Ezekiel 28, verse 2. So the man said unto the Prince of Tyrus, this said the Lord, Yahweh Shemeshah power, because thy heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am the Most High, sitting in the sea of the Most High, in the midst of the seas. Yet they are a man, and not the Most High. Thou they set their heart as the heart of the Most High. And the seas can represent people and also resources and trades. Just remember that. Because this is what Esau doing. Esau is the modern day, Tyrese, because they have like they have control over a lot of these ports, and they have like over 500 military bases around the world. Anywhere you got a military base that you kind of own that part of the land. You see what I'm saying? But let's get dropped down to verse 4. Without wisdom, without understanding, there has gotten riches, has gotten gold and silver and that treasures. And the great wisdom by travel has that increased its riches, and our heart is lifted up because of their riches. You know, they're very prideful, you see what I'm saying? You know? Because everybody comes to them at the end of the day. Because they use this beast system. Now, let's get Revelation 18 and 19, because that's what really ties into it. Because this is how Babylon is moving. Revelation 18 and 19, and they cast dust in their heads and cry, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, that great city where we made rich all that ships and seas by reasoning of consulting for an hour she made desolate. Because people are going to notice the downfall and the destruction of America. But I brought that out because that's how powerful America is. Because you know, it could do something like this. I'm going to continue to play the video so you can hear a little bit more of it.
They're condemning the United States. But there's a split on Capitol Hill, too, where lawmakers are divided on whether the administration has the legal authority to seize the oil tankers or strike the alleged drug boats.
I still think that as more information emerges and as it becomes clearer and clearer that Donald Trump is about regime change, something that has never worked well for the United States.
The U.S. has conducted more than 24 strikes on boats the administration has said were carrying drugs, the death toll now topping more than 100. Mike.
Madeline Rivera, thanks very much. For more on this, let's bring in former State Department official Simon Hankinson with me now. Simon, welcome.
Good morning.
What is your assessment of President Trump's actions in and around Venezuela?
Well, it's part of a kinetic, active effort to try to contain the Maduro-Chavez regime, which has had power there for over 20 years, and to stop the shipments of drugs from fentanyl to cocaine into the United States that are killing 60,000, 70,000 Americans a year.
My thing is, how much drugs and cocaine are they really bringing on those boats? And on top of that, ain't fentanyl, crack cocaine all around the U.S.? Like, you see what I'm saying? You know, but now the main thing is because of the oil tankers. They don't give a fuck about the drugs, man. It's really the oil tankers and how America seized 3 of them, and you see how Russia and China uses all the resources from it. That's the main conflict about this whole scenario. All right, I'm gonna play this a little bit more. Then we will go on to the next video that I've seen.
In the past, under the Biden administration and previous administrations, we've taken a much more long-range, hands-off approach of, if we give them enough in aid money or billions of dollars here or there, or sanctions of this or that kind, eventually they'll stop doing it, and that never seems to work. So this is a riskier, admittedly, but a much more active approach that, best case, is going to pay off with the Maduro regime backing down, or even possibly Maduro himself resigning.
In your view, are Nicolas Maduro's days in power numbered?
I never like to make those kinds of calls. I remember.
You can check out the video yourself. It's just more talking. But now I do want to go back to I got one more video for you.
The White House is accusing China of unfair trade practices regarding semiconductor chips. A filing from the U.S. Trade Representative says this, quote, for decades, China has targeted the
Salakia, I'm going to get this scripture first, Salakia. They always talking about America breaking treaties and stuff like that. Well, they've been doing that shit before time. Let's get the book of Sirach, 14 and 17. They don't give a fuck about the law, about no treaties or nothing. Sirach, the book of Sirach, 14 and 17. And he doeth good, he doeth unwittingly. And at the last, he would declare his wickedness. You see what I'm saying? So anything this damn devil do, he not sincere about it. Yeah, okay, it's a treaty. We can't overtake it. And look what they did. Seize 3 tankers illegally. They don't give a fuck. And then this whole time with this video because of the tariffs. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to play you more and I ask chat GPT some questions if it's still there.
industry for dominance and has employed increasingly aggressive and sweeping non-market policies and practices in pursuing dominance of the sector. China's pursuit of its dominance goals has severely disadvantaged U.S. companies, workers, and the U.S. economy. But Trump administration is delaying new tariffs on Chinese chips until June of 2027. Now, China responded to the filing and the accusation, slamming the U.S. for abusing tariffs and surpassing China's industries, adding that China will, quote, safeguard its legitimate rights and interests. I want to bring in former World Bank and IFC outside counsel in Beijing, Katie Zachariah.
That's really the main point I wanted you to talk about is this chip, right? These are just more information that I'm giving out on what's the real deal on that video I just showed you of China and Babylon. You know, talking about a chip. Now, we know what type of chip they really want to push. It's on Revelation 13:6. You see what I'm saying? But it's more things to it I'm going to read to because we already know that we're heading towards a technocracy. And then a video just dropped talking about 6G. You see what I'm saying? So we might deep dive into that. A144. Yeah, but yeah. You know, just to give you more information on the video, you know, I get, you know, just for edification's sake. So I said, what chip is USA and China talking about? You know, the video I just showed you said the chip that USA and China are both talking about is likely related to a semiconductor technology, which is a major topic in global trade, geopolitics, specifically the focus on advanced microchips, using various technologies like smartphones, computers, AI, and military systems. So like I said, you know, they want to launch they want to basically, we already in the digital system, but they want to have their technocracy start in America, Babylon. And Moab, and basically, you know, Babylon have been having a competition. You know, Moab be dropping all the technology, showing it off. You know, and Babylon said, no, we want to have it out of here, you know, just with gradualism, right? So it's more than just for smartphones, computers. It's for everything, surveillance, more to have an upper hand on each other, basically, you know, to build it more, they already to have the more satellites, you know, for more like coverage. From anything, because you know they all working together, unity. Even though you're seeing war talk, but the NWO they gonna try to push that NWO. And I got this semiconductor chips. Semiconductors are essentially building blocks on modern electronics, using every day from smartphones and laptops to cars and military equipment. The U.S., particularly companies like Intel and Lenovo, Qualcomm, and others is leading chip design and production. China then has been trying to develop its own semiconductor industry and reduce its dependence on foreign technology. They have companies like Semiconductor Manufacturing International Corporation, but they face significant challenges producing advanced chips. The U.S., China, and semiconductor race. The U.S. government has been trying to limit China access to advanced semiconductors. You see what I'm saying? These damn devils, man, always want to limit something. Even though they don't say anything, because you know why? They have that control. You see what I'm saying? They was blessed with the fatness of the earth, you know. They was given a great sword. You see what I'm saying? And these damn devils, man, they want to seize everything they can get. You see what I'm saying? Let's just keep on going. This includes imposing export bans and restriction on key technologies like 5nm chips, a size of semiconductor transistors, which are critical things like high-performance computing, artificial intelligence, and military use. China under its Made in China 2025 initiative, if I said it right, intensive, has been aiming to build up domestic chip industry to reduce its reliance on USA companies. They've been investing heavily in their own companies, but they've been facing hurdles due to restrictions and imposed by the U.S. and its allies. You see what I'm saying? You know, so here we are with Babylon breaks all the laws what they want. But when it comes down to another nation, they say, nah, fuck that. We want to control everything. You see what I'm saying? The impact of chip wars. National security is a big part of the conflict. Advanced chips has applications in military technology, like AI-powered drones or missile defense. The Karagma, they should put that inside there too. So both countries see control over the semiconductor production as a way to maintain technology and military superiority. You see? They want that superiority. They want that power. And keeping power, you see what I'm saying? They don't want to, because of their mindset, you know, they want to keep going because they really see AI as their power. They don't see Yahweh Shemi. They want to have that science, that knowledge on their side, you know, because this is the main thing now. They say AI as the top creator, you see. And their mindset, let's get a scripture because we can just keep reading. That's why they're pushing so hard for it, because they truly believe that their houses should continue forever. Yeah, the NOT version. Let's read NOT version. The grave is their eternal home where they will stay forever. They may name the instincts after themselves. You see? Because in their mindset that they could just keep on ruling forever. So they want to have it. They want to set the foundation for the new world order. That's why they really want to basically rewrite the script of everything. Let's get a KJV version. Psalms 49, verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses should continue forever, and that their dwelling places to all generation. Then they call their lands after their own names. You see what I'm saying? So they want to set up the beast, not the beast system, but the microchip here first. You know, so they could basically say that they did it. Because like this whole lesson. Like, these devils are very proudful, you see what I'm saying? That's why they don't seek out Yahweh Bashim Rashad. And I read to you in Ezekiel 28, you know, they trafficking their resources. They want to be like Yahweh, you see what I'm saying? I actually go to a 2 Thessalonians, you see what I'm saying? I always go to it. You know, they want to exhort themselves like they did the Most High. Because they don't seek out Yahweh Bashim Rashad. They do their own thing. All right? You know, let's get I think I don't know I brought it out yet. Habakkuk 2 and 5. Do it again. Because this how proud this devil is. Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yeah, also, because he transgressed by the wine, he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges desires hell and his death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heap unto him all people. He wants to seize and control everything he gets his hands on. You see what I'm saying? He is the wicked for a reason. He just can't be satisfied with just his daily bread. He needs more, you know. Cause that's why he get that. He got the eyes he got the fatness of the eyes, you know. I'll read this. Psalm 73 verse 7. Their eyes stand out. I'm gonna read 6. Therefore the pride compasseth them about as the chain of violence, cover them as garments. Their eyes stand up with fatness, they have more the heart could wish. They are corrupt, speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully, and they set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. So you see what I'm saying? They are very proud people, you know, Esau, and then they want to control everything and seize everything, and then they want everything. That's why, you know, they giving Moab hill, Russia hill, you know, they taking everything, seizing these tankers. They want you to come to them. You see what I'm saying? Just like the modern day king of Tyrese, you see what I'm saying? Everybody came to them, you know, traded because they were so powerful. And that's what they wanted to do. And that's what this situation. Now, talking about going through illegal stuff from a chip, which we already know, you know, that it's like more technology, more power, you know. But yeah, let's go back and read some more and ask them another question. key technologies involved. Well, actually, let's finish this. The U.S. is worried that China could use advantage for military advancements or to gain a strategy advantage. China wants to build its own self-sufficiency and chips to avoid being vulnerable to USA sanctions to cover their critical supplies. And we know what? That's the AMPs, that's what they call it, the take out your data, the Golden Domes, the more AI missiles tracking. They don't want to have a fucking, what I'm trying to say. They want to have the upper hand on Babylon, but Moab just came because Babylon was blessed with the sword. He don't realize that. So he can't fight against a blessing. So Moab is trying to basically want to play keep up, and but we can't keep depending on y'all, because if we go to war, the next years is basically it's over for that. Now let's keep going. Key technologies involved: use for machine learning, AI, and deep learning. 5G chips critical for the global rollout of 5G technology, not 6G. Memory chips, smaller chips. Let's keep going. Let me see. How does this affect people? Let's see. Everyday technology, chips inside of phones, laptops, harass production costs, lead to shortages, just jobs. I want main thing, global tensions and stability. This is what I really want to get to. Chips are now seen as strategy like oil used to be. Tension between big countries can increase and certainly results from more people, more economic instability, risk of wider trade conflicts that affect many industries. National security privacy. The government care about who controls power of community tech, and they see that technocracy. This can influence surveillance, cybersecurity, and defense result for people, changing privacy laws and increase force on a digital society. For most people, the chip commerce shows its higher prices, delays in production, changing jobs, and shifting global technology. I want to say, is it for power? See what it says. Yes, it's mostly about power, not just military power. Technology power, supercomputers, space tech, medical research. Whoever leads in chips usually leads the future in technology. The U.S. wants to stay ahead. China wants to catch up and not depend on others. Military and security power, mining weapons, defense system rely on powerful chips, control of chips, helps the country to protect itself and maintain a strategy advantage. This is the main reason governments treat its chip as national security issues. Political influence, simple ways to think about it. Oil, power, chips, power. See how they keep converting oil to technology? You see what I'm saying? Who builds in the best technology, who controls inventions, who stays independent versus dependent. Say yes to chip conflict between U.S. and China. It's really about who will shape the future. I'm going to ask one more question, I'm going to close it out. Is the future technology? So we know where this is going to with this. This is why it's so critical. You see what I'm saying? So yes, foundational future technology almost every day depends on advanced chips. Here's AI, intelligence, self-driving cars, space technology, medical technology, clean energy, virtual agreement reality. Quantum computing. Why chips matter, smaller, faster chips, more powerful technology, better chips, less energy use, more efficient. Whoever controls advanced chips can innovate faster, set global tech standards, and lead future industries. You see what I'm saying? Our countries care. Future cannot be built on data, AI, automation. Without advanced chips, a country risks of falling behind. That's why U.S. and China see chips as strategy, not just commercial. Simple summary, chips are not just part of future technology. They are the engine behind it. When people talk about the chip race, they really talking about who controls the future of technology and the influence. So there you have it. It's about that technocracy that they want to push, that new world order. And we already know that Babylon wants to be the first to get everything. You know, because that's how powerful they are. You see what I'm saying? But I know it's a lot of reading, but Lord willing, you found this edifying, you got something from it. I'm going to close it out. I want to give all glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash, Shalom.